Welcome into another video in my series where we're going through testing all the weapons inside of Black Ops 6 to see how viable these weapons are to be using inside of your Zombies game mode. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself on Black Ops 6 Zombies. As well, down below in the description, you can find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I stream Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Stream everything from Black Ops 6 Zombies all the way through to custom zombie maps, and generally have a blast over there. So hope to see you guys pop into stream. Now, in today's video, we're going to dive in and take a look at an assault rifle, and in their last update to the weapon, so the changes they made, the Model L received some changes. So we're going to have a look at those today. Now, before we dive into that, I wanted to cover the Deadshot Daiquiri augments that I use in my runs. All right, so what you're looking at is the augments I use on Deadshot Daiquiri. I recently made a change to these and equipped Deadhead and Dead Break. So the goal here is to increase overall damage on every shot and increase the armor damage that we're doing with Deadshot Daiquiri. So what you're looking at on screen now is the recent changes made to the assault rifle Model L. So today we're going to take a look at that exact assault rifle, the Model L. We're going to take it to maximum damage output inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies and see just how viable is this assault rifle for us to be using inside of our Black Ops 6 Zombies games. Now, by the end of the video, you should have a really good feel for how this weapon performs. And at the end of the video, after I exfil, you should be able to make up your mind on whether or not this is something that should be a viable option for you to be running inside of your Black Ops 6 Zombies games. So without further ado, let's dive into the Model L review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let's have a look at the assault rifle, the Model L. We're going to take this through Citadelle, More, and see just how viable this weapon can be. We got 141 on a critical damage just by spawning in the map. And I always run over here to do the pool table grab, the extra 100 essence every time I spawn in on this map. And I gotta say, just personally, I am loving the look of this map, and just I have played a ton of Citadelle. I truly enjoy this map. Let me know what your thoughts are on this map down below in the comments. I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, we get to crank a lion head cannon just to open up the map. I think this is just such a cool feature. Definitely something I truly love to see, and hope that going forward we have other unique events like this inside of the Zombies map. I think it's really, really awesome. So now we've seen it that it was at 141 critical damage. So let's go ahead and put on green rarity now and increase the damage output on this assault rifle and see what kind of damage are we looking at with just the green rarity. So no pack-a-punch. The only perk that we've picked up so far is Vulture's Aid, as I like the augment that gives you extra salvage from the critical shots. And you know what? It's the holiday season, so let's go ahead and use the holiday cheer gobble gum that we got, because I think it's great, especially for the holiday season. Definitely tons of fun. But just green rarity, we've already bumped the damage up on this assault rifle to 211 on a critical shot, which is pretty amazing, considering we just only upgraded it once to green rarity. So I was feeling pretty good using this weapon. Assault rifles, generally speaking, you can maneuver around fairly well with them, as they definitely aren't the slowest maneuvering weapons in the game. SMGs, of course, are going to have the best movement speed out of all the weapon classes aside from pistols. But I definitely felt like this was definitely something that was, I was impressed to see 211 on critical damage. Now the test for it was to go ahead and get Pack-a-Punch open and see how it handles a Doppelgast at 211 critical damage. And if you can hit the headshots on your Doppelgast with this, for the Pack-a-Punch one, it definitely melts it fairly quickly. That was not much of a fight, if I'm being honest. That felt incredibly easy, and I wasn't really too concerned at all about getting Pack-a-Punch open with this Model L. So that's definitely good to see. Like, that wasn't much of a stress. Didn't feel like the need to go ahead and grab an ammo mod or wait until I was blue rarity to go ahead and take on the Pack-a-Punch Doppelgeist. So that's awesome. Definitely something good to see. So now we had accumulated enough salvage to go ahead and push this weapon's rarity up to blue rarity. So let's push through a few more rounds. Here we are on round 8, and let's just see how well does this handle the zombies at round 8 with just blue rarity. So no pack-a-punch, no other, you know, additions to the weapon to make it any stronger. We're just running Jug and Vulture Aid at the moment. And you can see the extra salvage that I get from the Vulture Aid augment. I absolutely love it. Definitely love it. Excuse me. But here we are, I mean, just finishing off round 8 with really not much stress at all with this. I was definitely feeling good using this, 100%, especially with the damage output we had seen so far. So now I wanted to push on through and grab some Deadshot Daiquiri, which is also going to give us a little bit more of that damage, especially with the augments we looked at the beginning of the video. So let's go ahead and see what kind of a damage we're looking at by adding just Deadshot Daiquiri, and that took us up to 325 damage. Just blue, we were at 211, and then we went ahead and got Deadshot Daiquiri with the augments we have, and that pushes our damage output now to 325. So over, you know, 100 damage more just by having Deadshot, which is pretty awesome to see. That's definitely something I was impressed with. I was like, okay, so this is definitely getting to be fairly beefy here. We haven't even visited Pack-a-Punch yet. So with the build that I have for you today, I've got you covered. I've got the build, the camo, and the blueprint that I'm running. But the build that I'm running today on Pack-a-Punch, you have 50 rounds in your magazine, which is pretty amazing. That's definitely, you know, a comfortable amount of ammunition to be handling the early rounds inside of this map. And then when you take it off to Pack-a-Punch, the ammo size will increase, and you get 100 in your magazine and 480 in reserve. And I gotta say, the Pack-a-Punch camos on Citadelle are some of my favorite ones we've seen. I just think they look really cool. So here we are now, pack 1 and blue rarity. We pushed through the rounds higher. We are now round 14, and what kind of a damage are we looking at? 642 when you hit the critical shots. That's pretty substantial damage for this weapon at this rarity. I was feeling pretty confident using this and happy to see those damage numbers. Like, it definitely felt like it was going to be strong and viable. Like, I didn't feel like I was going to be underpowered with this weapon to take on, you know, anything that came my way. So we did group up, you know, the majority of round 14 here and just kind of mowed through the herd, which wasn't much of an issue. Just, I love running the zombies in BO6 because you can get such a big horde now, which is something I love to look at. I think it's just awesome to see just so many zombies in a big group chasing after you. So we rounded them up here, and then I wanted to see, you know, what kind of a damage output can we do with this weapon being pack 1, only blue, and we're on round 14. And it wasn't like, you know, melting them like a hot knife through butter, but it certainly was doing substantial damage to just about every zombie in the area. As you can see, we finished off round 14 right there without much of a struggle. I mean, rounded up the zombies and pretty much mowed them down. Absolutely awesome. So at this point, with the lovely Vulture Aid perk, we had accumulated enough salvage to go ahead and take this weapon to Epic. So what kind of damage are we looking at pack 1 Epic on the Model L assault rifle? And it's 923 or 932. I can't quite remember. So we pushed through the rounds. Here we are in round 16, and let's see what it's going to be able to do to our amalgam. And I was feeling pretty good. Like, look at that damage bar just continue to fade on the amalgam. That's one magazine, and we're over halfway through the damage on the amalgam being pack 1 and only Epic. So we're not running ammo mods, any of that stuff, just pack 1 and Epic, and we were able to finish off that amalgam on round 16 in under 2 magazines, which I think is pretty good damage for a weapon at this level. Dealing with those elites, I definitely feel like that was something that was going to make this a viable option. Now, as far as the field upgrade, I've been really enjoying the Tesla Storm one. I think it's tons of fun, and it definitely helps you get out of a situation where you may be overcrowded or the zombies have surrounded you. This field upgrade is something I feel is a big help in these situations. So let me know what you guys think about that field upgrade. And if you're excited for the fact that we're going to be getting more field upgrades and more new perks, I think that's really cool, and I hope they continue to do that throughout the life cycle of Black Ops 6, so that by the end of it, and we get to our last map, we have, you know, another additional maybe 5-6 perks, 5-6 ammo mods, and 5-6 field upgrades additionally than what we got on release. I think that'd be really cool. So at this point, we've got enough essence now to take it off to Pack-a-Punch and push Pack-a-Punch level up to Pack level 2. And now we are epic on the Model L assault rifle. So let's see, what kind of a damage are we looking at now? Pushed up through the rounds a little bit more. We're on now round 21, epic Pack 2 on the assault rifle Model L. And let's see, how does it handle round 21? It shouldn't be much of an issue based on what I was seeing before. What kind of damage are we looking at? I'm seeing 1,926, 529, 512, 1,400. So definitely some good damage numbers. Let's see, 1926 on the amalgam, which is pretty darn decent to take out that amalgam that quick without using any of the ammo mods. We're not Pack 3 and we don't have legendary. On round 21, that was definitely something that was good to see. Like, that makes this definitely a viable option, as I was able to take out the amalgam there without much issue, pushing forward to try and grab those Archies. Let me know if you guys have finished the event. I haven't yet, so I'd like to know where you guys are all at the event. But I mean, we're looking at over 1,400 on critical shot when we're shooting this thing up close. I believe that was like 3,000. Let's see. We got 14, 1926, 900, 14, 1926. I think 1926 is the max damage at this damage output currently, which isn't bad. I mean, 2,000 damage output. And again, with the assault rifle, you've got a ton of ammunition in your magazine, 100 rounds. So, you know, at that damage output times 100, you're doing a ton of carnage. That's for sure. Good to see something viable at Pack 2. On such, you know, a good round. So now we had enough salvage to go ahead and push this weapon up to legendary rarity. Still only Pack-a-Punch 2 though. What are we looking at? That wasn't a crit, but we got 480 on the parasites. So yeah, not bad. I still wanted to see what kind of a damage output we were actually looking at a zombie. With this, let's see, that's armored 460. I think I saw 430. Let's see if we can get a zombie with just a regular zombie, so we can get some health numbers. Let's see, some damage numbers. There's a Doppelgeist that spawned in. Let's see. I'm going to push down here a bit. This allows me to fire in above the zombies and focus in on the Doppelgeist as they're taller. So if you've got a herd coming at you like this, I just kind of focus in fire on the Doppelgeist in the background. I believe I took him out right there, which was awesome to see. Then we got to chase down the salvage. Definitely wanted to get all the salvage I could. Yep, there's the ammo pouch from the Doppelgeist. So that was taken out fairly quick on round 24, which was awesome. I'm seeing 2568, I think, is the maximum damage we're doing right now. Legendary Pack 2. 460 something on the armored zombies. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's see. Let's round them up a little bit here and fire back into the herd. 1,700, 1,200. Let's see, 25. So, you know, definitely dishing out a bunch of damage. Like I said, this is something that's going to be a viable option. Is it the strongest thing in the game that you can use right now? No. Is it in kind of the top tier for me? I think so. It's definitely something that's, you know, dishes out a boatload of damage. And like I said, with 100 rounds in the magazine, you can really create a lot of carnage with this weapon. I know it doesn't, you know, melt through hordes like some of the, you know, the really top tier weapons inside of Black Ops 6. For example, the brand new sniper rifle, the AMR Mod 4, absolutely just does a ton of carnage and hits incredibly hard inside of zombies. It is a sniper, so that's kind of expected. So let's take this up to Pack 3 now, Legendary, and see what kind of damage numbers we can get out of this. And if you're not traveling back to spawn using the cannon, are you even doing it right? I just gotta say, that is such a fun way to travel around the map. And you can get parts for it, I believe, and lock it into place so it can fire you from the cannon into the sword room, which is really awesome. And here we are now, pushed through to round 25, Pack 3 Legendary. Let's see what kind of damage we're looking at. Oh, I saw 5,000 in there. Seen a 4,000. Seen a couple 5,000 on the damage numbers. Let's see. Okay, let's get out of here. And let's round them up a little bit and see what we're looking at. 4,000. 5,137 is looking like the maximum damage numbers we're getting. That's pretty substantial. Considering you've got 100 rounds in your magazine, that is definitely some good damage numbers. I mean, you're looking at what? You got 5,000 plus damage per shot on a critical shot. Times that by 100 rounds in the magazine, so you're going to be over 500,000 damage in one magazine with this assault rifle, which is definitely some substantial numbers. Like, holy smokes, that's a lot of damage. 500,000 damage in one magazine. Now, I do feel like a lot of the bullet weapons inside of Black Ops 6 become almost unusable as you progress up through the rounds into the 40s and the 50s. I feel like there's not many bullet weapons that are going to be a viable option to be using past those rounds. So, you know, I'm just going to kind of put that out there. I feel like they need to give us some sort of method to make these bullet weapons a little bit more viable in those higher rounds. I feel like that's something that would be nice to see. I don't know how we would go ahead and do that. Possibly maybe pack 4 or something like that would be really cool. But we'll see. So let me know your thoughts on that down below. So now we went ahead and picked up all of our perks. So we've got every single perk in the game, and let's just see what kind of damage we're looking at. It's still basically the same damage numbers, 5,137 on a critical, and we have an amalgam right here, and you can see the amalgam's health bar just dissipating as we lay into it. That was, you know, less than a magazine on round 26, and we were able to take out an amalgam, and we have no ammo mods on this, so that is awesome. We're not running dead wire, which is what amalgams are weak to. We're not running light mend, which is what the doppelgasts are weak to, so it's just straight weapon damage, and we are definitely able to dish out a ton of damage to these zombies and these elites. 4,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000... I mean, that's definitely some substantial damage. As you can see, we're not having much of an issue. You do have to kind of keep yourself on the move. This is not one I would recommend that you could kind of group up and then kind of just stand and fire. You're going to want to kind of keep moving back a little bit as you push up through the rounds. But I definitely felt comfortable on round 26 using this weapon 100%. So now it's time to go and throw on the light mend ammo mod that I love to use on Citadelle. It's one of my favorite ammo mods to use on this map just because of the damage, extra damage it does to the doppelgasts. So let's see, now that we have, you know, an ammo mod, we got all the perks in the game, what are we looking at? How is it going to handle round 27? So let's go ahead and check this out. I felt comfortable, like I said, as long as you can kind of group them up a little bit, have them, you know, coming at you, you just got to keep pushing and keep moving around as you're going to need to, because it's up there for damage, like I keep saying. But you can see, like, if I was able to stand here, they're going to be able to push through before I'm able to shoot them all. But if I can stand and just kind of mow them down, that definitely becomes a lot more viable to use at that moment. So definitely don't stand and fire with this, but if you're moving around and you're able to hit your critical shots and you're accurate with your shots, I feel like this is definitely a viable weapon to be using inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies across, you know, all the maps. Definitely. You know, assault rifles are always a good class to be using in zombies. They have good damage, they have decent mobility, and overall, the assault rifles inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies, in my opinion, are definitely pretty decent weapons to be using inside of your Zombies game mode. This one, however, I feel is one of the better ones inside of Black Ops 6 for ARs. I mean, as you can see, we just ran through that round without much problem. So overall, my thoughts and feelings on the assault rifle Model L for Black Ops 6 Zombies, I definitely feel like it is a viable option. It dishes out a ton of damage. It is not top tier as far as damage goes inside of the game, but I will say at being able to dish out 500,000 damage per magazine when you have it maxed out inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies definitely makes this weapon a viable option to be using inside of our games, 100%. Now here we are doing our exfil on round 31, and I got a chopper gunner from one of the elites that I killed earlier in my run. Now I did bring some decoys with me to the exfil. This time I was curious to see if I threw down a couple decoys, if that would help keep the zombies kind of outside of the castle instead of having them run inside the castle. And yeah, much more success with that. We finished the chopper gunner, and I only had 2 zombies left to take out. So that was definitely a much more successful use of the chopper gunner. So I feel like maybe decoys are kind of the way to go when using the chopper gunner on Citadelle to Exfil, and making sure that all of your zombies don't go running inside of the castle. But overall, definitely a super fun run today. Something I would recommend we all give a shot to. And let me know your thoughts on feelings and how this weapon performs for you in the comment section down below. Now, as always, at the end of the video, I will show you the build that I ran for today, the camo that I used on it, and the blueprint that I used for today's video. So, if you want to make any changes to the Model L build that I have on screen, let's go ahead and work together as a community down below in the comments section so we all have one amazing build to use on this Model L assault rifle. As well, don't forget to make sure you are subscribed, commenting, and sharing the videos, as that is the best way to get in for our next Black Ops 6 Vault Edition giveaway, which happens when the channel reaches 7,000 subscribers, as a massive thank you for the amazing support. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.